everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon X Nuzlocke here on the channel. I am Jolly by nature, and you may have noticed by this point in the video, at least, that the words that you are hearing do not match the movement of my face and lips literally at all, and that is because I am maybe the world's dumbest person, and I managed to record not one, not two, but 3 episodes of this Nuzlocke without recording a lick of my audio, which is special to say the least. 5 if you include team builders that are now essentially unusable because I am not going to be able to just like recall my thought process going into PvP from a month ago. But here we are. Oh, and hello, look, it's the long man. It's the long man. I often forget that this storyline even exists in Pokemon X and Y because it is so baffling to me that they were like, what's a good way to tie this story together? Very long man who is the once and future king of Kalos. Yes, clearly this is what the narrative is lacking. But yeah, I'm going to be giving you guys kind of my walkthrough of shame in post-commentary as we try to string this episode back together. Where we last left off, we had made our way through, I believe this is Route 14, through the Kalos Desert Badlands, the Lumiose Badlands, and we had finished our travels inside of the Lumiose power plant, kicking Team Flare the F out and solving the rolling power problems that Kalos has been struggling with for the entirety of our journey so far. And now we continue on to make our way back into Lumiose City, triumphant, now that we have solved this particular crisis. Hey, Assbutt! I ran after you like crazy when I spotted you up ahead. Know what? I heard the power's back on here in Lumiose City. Some really bad people were stealing electricity from the power plants, and then somebody came and stopped them. No one knows who, but they must be awesome. Who do you think it was? Who knows? I guess there's someone else out there as strong as you, Assbutt. And get this, they're gonna light the tower. Let's go see it, Assbutt. It's Lumiose City's most famous site. This way, straight ahead, you'll run smack into Prism Tower. So I have mixed feelings about like this entire setup because like the Eiffel Tower is an iconic enough landmark of Paris that like, yes, of course it had to be represented some way, somehow in the France region, in the Paris city. And I do think that making it into the gym is really, really clever. Yeah, I like it overall. I don't love this gym. I think that there are some problems with it, and we will certainly talk about those as we move forward. But I do like the direction they took with this whole thing. Yeah. Alright, so of course we want to get our team ready to head into the gym itself. Defying logic and probably expectation, we are not going to be bringing Potato the Hippopotas. Didn't train the boy, don't really see much of a need to. I have a strategy going into this gym. I have a plan. I don't know that it's a good plan. We'll see. Stay tuned. But ultimately, we are going to be bringing Sushimi the Gyarados into the gym. This might seem counterintuitive for an electric-type gym. It probably is, but there's a reason. We will not, however, be bringing Granola the Crobat or Baloney the Barrel. Goodbye, Granola. Goodbye, Baloney. You'll be missed. We are going to bring Yam into the gym. There's something very particular that we want to accomplish with Yam. And of course, we're going to be bringing Donut, our Nidoqueen. That is a no-brainer. That one makes actual sense, and not just me world sense, you know. So yeah, this is going to be our team for the Lumiose City Gym. Very specific strategy with this team of 6. Probably is not going to work out the way I want it to, but we're going to do our best and find out together. I'm talking to you guys from the future. I already know what happens, but you don't. Stay tuned. Yeah. I have no idea why I'm talking about just hovering over Peanut right now, but I'm doing that. That's a thing. It's a thing that I'm doing. Yeah, we're primarily going to be relying on Peanut and Johnny, I think, to get us through the gym trainers. Everybody else is for Clement himself. Waffles would seem on paper to be a really compelling option for this gym, and honestly, Waffles really is a really compelling option for this gym. Unfortunately, still not fully evolved, which is a problem, and in general does not fit with the stratagems that I have in mind. So yeah, this is what we're gonna go with. I'm just still talking about it, I guess. I don't know why I thought I had to talk this hard about not bringing Waffles. Such is life, I guess. Not gonna bring Optimus either. Optimus also not fully evolved. I like Optimus, I like Waffles. These are good Pokemon. I'm just gonna go back and forth between them a couple times. Yeah. Yeah, I bet you wish you knew what I was saying here, don't you? I do too. That'd be real good to know. I'm sorry, y'all. This is so fucking embarrassing. I can't believe I did this shit. For so long. That is one thing I miss about a live audience is, guess what? If I started streaming and y'all couldn't hear me, you'd tell me you couldn't hear me and I'd fucking fix it. Ah, this sucks. So I guess question of the day, what is something extremely embarrassing that you've done in a situation where you feel like you honestly should have known better? I think my answer right now is pretty goddamn obvious, don't you? I'm confused. Probably thinking about movesets if I know that particular confused Steven face, trying to figure out when I learn a thing or if I learn a thing. You know, as you do. Also, allergies are a real bitch, apparently, because I cannot stop touching my face. Look at this dumb man who doesn't even know how fucking dumb he's being right now. Am I just breaking down the whole strat right now? Alright, maybe I am. Shit. Alright, so... the logic going into this gym. The plan... for Clement? No, we'll save it. Maybe I was explaining it at this point in the video, but I think that's fucking stupid. We'll explain it when the time comes. Gotta set up our held items. And of course, Johnny is not going to hold the Pincerite going into this gym because Pincerite makes him a flying type and electric types go zappy zap and Johnny goes, ow, my face and body. We don't want that. We don't want the smoke. So instead, Johnny's going to get the silver powder. And we're going to give Sashimi a good walking berry so that if we miscalculate and accidentally eat a Thunderbolt, hopefully it doesn't kill our fish dead. That would be good. You'd love to see that. And we're thinking very hard about what item to give Peanut. I'm feeling like it's a Lumberry that we settle on. It is a Lumberry, haha. I think we're gonna leave the leftovers on Taquito. Yep. Yam has a citrus, that feels right. And Donut, I believe, gets the Black Sludge. Lots of recovery to go around. Let's go. Now what are we doing in the inventory? I'm very emphatic about what I am doing. What it is, no idea. Oh, TMs. TMs are good. What are we learning today? Is this where we give our good chestnut boy Taquito that good power-up punch? It is. We're gonna give Taquito power-up punch. Hooray for fighting Stab. Alright, here we go. Onward to the Lumio City Gym. Good timing, they're just about to turn on the lights. Look, it's Clement. He's Lumio City's gym leader. He's also good at inventing things, and he makes all kinds of devices. Those two are my friends. Aren't you done yet? Not quite. I just have to check on the lighting circuit here. Oh, Shauna! And you are a challenger? Sorry, but could you wait a moment? Come on, Clement. All right, everything is ready. The future is now, thanks to science. Prism Tower lighting system activates! And once again, we have a cutscene that is ruined by our very totally legitimate Nintendo 3DS system. I think you call this being entranced, right? Now I have another great memory with you, assbutt. Oh, get the fuck out of here, Shauna. Excellent. My Prism Tower lighting system worked brilliantly, just like all my inventions. Yeah, right, whatever. There are challengers waiting for you, you know? Prism Tower itself is Lumio City's Pokemon Gym. Clement's inventions sure are amazing, right? He gave me one that solves puzzles, but it always feels like a shame to use it, so I haven't yet. Okay, good luck at the gym. So your friend invented a Game Shark for you because you are so bad at puzzles. And you're just like, that's cheating though. I'm gonna waste all the effort he went into in giving me a handy capable device. All right, Shauna. All right, guys, we are inside the Lumio City Gym. As always, we are declaring, of course, that we are going to do this gym on what we consider to be hard mode, which means that in addition to our other, like, more usual gym rules, such as treating the gym as a gauntlet and not leaving until we have completed the entire place in one go, as well as defeating all the gym trainers and not using any items in battle, we will not be using any super effective moves, which is potentially extremely dangerous, but we are gonna put on our Kanye vest and do our Kanye best, as it were. I don't super love this gym for a lot of reasons. Number one, with our rule set, we have to fight every trainer, and because of the way it works, where you have to answer a quiz question and then battle the trainer that represents your answer, that means we have to select every wrong answer before we select the right one, which feels bad, right? But also just the fact that we've done a quiz show gym before. It was Blaine's gym way back in Kanto. Like, we've already done this concept. It does not feel particularly electric, aside from the lights, I guess. And it also doesn't feel particularly suited to Clement, other than, I guess, vaguely learning. It's just, it feels like a really poor match. This isn't the only gym in Kalos that is just a carbon copy of a Kanto gym, unfortunately. But this is definitely the one that feels the least appropriate for both type and gym leader. And I don't love it. Yep, we suck. Are you my Pikachu? Oh shit, it's a Stunfisk. Stunfisk is such a fucking wild Pokemon. Just in general. There we go. This is my Pikachu. But we have to battle the Dedenne, who was the wrong answer to the last question, which is more than a little confusing. Oh no, not the boost! Could it be? Could it be? We've chosen the third of 3 answers. Will this one be the right one? No. No, yes. Of course it is. That's how math works, baby. That's just science. Pikachu. That is, in fact, a Pikachu. Gotta heal up in between battles, because that's the only time we get to do it. Who's that Pokemon? Clearly, it's Tailo. So here comes Rising Star Helene. It's a Zap Dog! A good dog friend. Johnny, I choose you to be the slayer of dogs. Now it's Pidgey time. And oh god, guys, this is going to get really hairy. We have a Magneton on our hands, and so it becomes a question of how on earth do we fight a Magneton on hard mode? So we decide that we're just going to go ahead and return it, see how much damage we do, see how much damage we take. And we do about a third, and we take about a third, which is scary. But as long as we don't get crit, we're fine. We outspeed. We're going to win that exchange. But we get crit. Rest in peace, Johnny. In hindsight, Johnny is too important of a mon. I should have absolutely played around the crit. I didn't. That was my bad. We paid, like, the ultimate blood price for that hubris. It's just one of those things, right? Where in that moment, you're like, oh no, like, this is fine. This is an exchange that I'm winning. And then the crit lands. But life goes on, and so must we. Without our one and only Mega option. And we are able to outspeed this Raichu, which is pretty huge, actually. And it only goes for a tail whip, which is, if anything, even better. Peanut just once again clutching it out for us. Phenomenal mod. Like, top tier. Good news, we found the fletchling, everyone, in case you were concerned. Which bad monkey is this? This one led to a really interesting question, because I was like, you know, I'm pretty sure that's Panpour. I'm almost positive it's Panpour. But they have a similar enough silhouette that I could actually, like, feasibly, reasonably be wrong about that. And if I accidentally answer the question right and thus miss trainers, like, what happened? What do we do with that? How do we adjudicate that? Like, being denied the opportunity to fight all the trainers. Spoilers, thankfully we don't have to find out, because we got the question right and thus we got it wrong twice. But I found it to be a really kind of interesting, like, moral dilemma with our rule set. Alright, and Peanut's now level 37, which, unless I'm misremembering, like, that is level limit for this chapter. So we're gonna have to start doing some different stuff to get through the rest of these Mon. Yeah, and we're gonna move Donut up front, which is kind of scary. Like, again, EXP management is always just such a factor in these gyms, and putting our ground type up front with this many gym trainers left to go is not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. This Electrode's going to self-destruct here, and that's always like a terrifying prospect, but thankfully Donut is fatter than shit and just eats that with no real difficulty whatsoever. You love to see that. And keep on chugging right through those super potions. Let's go. And we get hit by the Confuse Ray, which is, like, legitimately terrifying, honestly. Like, we're not dealing very much damage to this Ampharos to begin with. Which is exacerbated by the fact that it's a male Ampharos. We're a female Nidoqueen, and our ability is Rivalry, which is lowering our damage output, which is not ideal. Then we punch ourselves. But the silver lining here is that this Ampharos isn't really able to damage us either. So you love to see that, at least. We do get paralyzed here by static, and so now we are both paralyzed and confused, which is the opposite of what you want to see. You hate to see it, in fact. And we got crit there, and it was starting to look real ugly. I think if we had been paralyzed or confused again that turn, we probably would have gone ahead and switched out, but thankfully we get that last P-Jab out and we are able to bring down the Ampharos, which is exactly what we needed in that moment. Heal right on up. Cure that paralysis. Back to work. Quiz time. Which one of these butterflies is Vivian? It is, of course, number 2, but this was another one that was like, you know, Vivian and Motham have similar enough silhouettes, especially if you just aren't super familiar with, like, later generation Pokemon, which a lot of people just aren't. This is one that you could very easily, like, unintentionally get right or wrong. So that, again, it would have been really interesting if one of us had managed to pull that off, and then deciding, like, how does that affect our rule that you have to fight every trainer, but it didn't wind up coming to pass. I think mostly we would have just shit-talked each other mercilessly about it, which, you know, I mean, that's half the fun of the series, honestly. Last but not least, of course, we've got a Pikachu. Actually, I don't think this is last. I think there's one more trainer battle after this one. But, you know, it's kind of wild how we just had 2 floors of just, like, straight-up murderers, followed by, like, a Plusle and a Pikachu. But sometimes it'd be like that. And last trainer, here we go. And there's the Plusle. There we go. All 12 gym trainers, ladies and gentlemen. And Donut's just going to continue to do donut things. And that boy's going to die. Okay, so our strategy for Clement is specifically we wanted to lean into Taquito, our chestnut, both because he's like legitimately one of our better options here, but also because he's our starter and this is a real chance for him to shine. And we decided we were going to set him up with Power-Up Punch here. The problem being that Clement has a Heliolisk, a Magneton, and an Emolga. You might recognize 2 of those 3 things we cannot Power-Up Punch against because it's super effective. And then the one is a flying type, which potentially has Flying Stab, which is quad effective against Taquito, which is terrifying. So we decided we were going to lead out with Sashimi, our Gyarados here, hard swap into Yam on the predicted Thunderbolt, Encore the Emolga into Thunderbolt, and then go into Taquito, our chestnut, and start setting up Power-Up Punches. I always knew this was kind of a dicey plan, but I really, really wanted it to work. And so that's kind of why we brought in the team exactly that we did. We do, of course, see Clement lead with his Emolga. We lead with Sashimi the Gyarados. We get an Intimidate off, and we are going to hard out We are going to hard out. Right? Am I explaining the plan right now? If I'm explaining the plan right now, why was I in the Pokemon Center forever earlier? I guess the world may never know, right? God. Yep, okay, here we go, yeah. Now come on, Thunderbolt. Give me the Thunderbolt. I want the Thunderbolt. We don't see a Thunderbolt, guys. We see a Volt Switch. Which, at this point, I am well and truly fucked. Like, the plan is shot because out comes the Heliolisk, which means I cannot set up Power-Up Punch. Like, not even a little bit. Cannot set up Power-Up Punch. It's not an option. We go ahead and go for Fake Tears on this thing, because I don't super have a better option for it. I'm also going to Encore it into Quick Attack, which in hindsight was outright a mistake, especially because it's hitting Yam so hard with that Quick Attack. But this is basically the death knell of our actual strategy for this gym, because Yam is weak enough now that Yam can't switch in on anything to Encore it in. Yam has been as helpful as he is going to be for this whole gym. So it's time to go out. We're going to go out into Sashimi here to get the Intimidate off. It's locked into Quick Attack. And I think we're just kind of hoping, because we know that we've only got so much HP between Taquito and Donut, that we can get a hit or two in with Sashimi. And we're hoping that that Heliolisk is not Dry Skin. But of course it is, in fact, Dry Skin. So our Aqua Tail does nothing. And Encore has now ended, so Sashimi needs to get out of dodge. And we're going to go Donut. In hindsight, I probably should have just never even Encore locked the Heliolisk and just gone directly into Donut. Would have been my correct play, but you know, that's not the world we live in, and that's fine. And we're going to go for a Venoshock, and at this point, we are going to see that Fake Tears really put in work. Because I'm willing to bet that Venoshock would have been like a hard, like 4-hit KO without the -2 Spadef. But with the -2 Spadef, it's an easy 3-hit KO. Actually, it's a 2-hit KO. Yeah, so that's huge. And Donut takes almost no damage in the process due to a combination of her ground typing and Heliolisk being intimidated using a physical move, which is very good. But I have to be very careful here because Donut is almost level 37 already, and this Magneton is a problem. It's a goddamn problem. We just lost Johnny to a Magneton. We have to be so careful here. And ultimately, I do decide that Taquito is our best answer. And we go Taquito as the Magneton sets Electric Terrain. And now we are truly in the shit, guys. But thankfully, Taquito has the toolkit to just kind of slow this game down, which is exactly what we need right now. We're going to get a Leech Seed off. We're going to eat a Thunderbolt, which even resisted that Thunderbolt in Electric Terrain is going to do a lot of damage. But thanks to Leftovers and Leech Seed, we're going to heal a pretty substantial amount back. And then on the following turn, we can Spiky Shield. And over the course of those 2 turns, we're going to heal back basically all the damage we just took. And then we're going to go for a Seed Bomb, because it's the only offensive move that we can click. That's not super effective, of course. Eat another Thunderbolt, which is still going to hit like a big fuck-off Mac Track. And then once again, we're going to Spiky Shield. And we are going to rinse and repeat until Magnet Sun is dead. And now the electric terrain is gone, which is pretty hype. Clement is going to go ahead and Hyper Potion here, but we're going to get a free Seed Bomb off. We're going to see Leech Seed go off again. And then we're going to see another turn of Magneton clicking Electric Terrain. So we're able to damage it back down to the point it basically was before it healed without taking any damage, which is huge. And then we're gonna go ahead and Seed Bomb again and finish it off. So Taquito, like, more than proving his worth against this Magneton, just doing a tremendous job. God, how different things would be if I had just done that on the first Magneton, to be honest. But here, I'm going to get a little bit reckless. I'm going to go for a Spiky Shield, first of all, just to see what this Emolga is going to do, and I'm going to see that it does, in fact, have Acrobatics into the Spiky Shield. But I decide, you know, I'm really fat, like, physically. Maybe I just stay in and go for a Leech Seed here and eat the Acrobatics. This is not a wise decision. It's not a smart decision on my part, but I do stay in. It's an Aerial Ace, excuse me. If it was an Acrobatics, I probably would have been super dead. But the Aerial Ace does a substantial amount of damage there. Way more than I should have risked, especially because, once again, I was one crit away from the Shadow Realm. But we do stay in. We do get the Leech Seed off. And we're going to stay in for one more turn once again in Spiky Shield, just for that extra residual damage. We're going to see the damage from the Emolga attacking into the Spiky Shield. And then from the Leech Seed. And now we go back into Donut. Do we go into Sashimi? We go into Sashimi, that's right. Because he's just been clicking Aerial Ace. We decide to get the cheeky Intimidate off. Again, I'm taking risks in this battle, man. I'm just throwing things around like I don't got anything to be afraid of. I'm giving my future self anxiety watching this. And then hard out of the Donut, which should draw the Electric type attack, which should go into Donut's immunity. I think what I was doing here was trying to avoid going back into Donut and giving Donut more EXP, but it was unavoidable at this point, frankly. Like, if Donut overlevels, we have to go into her. And we land the Poison Jab and bring it down, and that is enough to secure our hard mode Lumio City gym victory, our second gym of the cycle, which is huge. My brother, you lost? Oh, Bonnie, when will you learn there's no shame in losing? I'm glad whenever I get to learn something new thanks to strong challengers like this boy here. Now to the victor go the spoils. This Voltage badge belongs to you. And there we go, guys. That's our 5th Kalos Gym badge. And we get the TM for Thunderbolt, which is a huge benefit. Colossal TM. Clement's pissy at Bonnie for stealing his line. You know how it goes. But yeah, this is what really gets me about this place, is like Clement is an inventor and an engineer through and through. Like, he loves science, he loves making gadgets, and there is none of that in this gym. Like, other than the insinuation that he wired all the electronics. Like, that's it. And it just feels like they could have done a lot more with it, done it a lot better. Professor Sycamore wants us to go to Lysander Cafe Okay, bro. I am not immediately concerned with Lysander Cafe. I have something very important to do now after we completed a gym. Alright guys, well the gym is done, and of course that means two things. Number one is that we have to say goodbye to our dear sweet Johnny. And Johnny, you were a force on the team. I was so happy to have you. One of the coolest megas around for one of my all-time favorite Pokemon. I'm sorry I did not do a better job of protecting you and seeing you through to the end. But thank you for all the work that you did put in for us. And Godspeed, my good Buggo friend. Thank you. I'm feeling pretty emotional about this shit, huh? Look at me. Look at this sad sack up in the corner. Goodbye, Johnny. Now, of course, the other item of business on our agenda is that something needs to enjoy a nice retirement into the egg box in return for a new egg friend. And unfortunately, I didn't have a really great, like, I didn't bring, like, a dud into the gym this week, specifically going to the egg box. I think that every mon that I brought into the gym was like really good and valuable overall. But with that in mind, like there's a certain and clear weak link among them, and unfortunately, it's gonna be our boy Yam. Yam is, I think, about as good as a Plusle can possibly be, but he's still a Plusle at the end of the day, ultimately. Lacking like the coverage that we really need for him to be like really effective in PvP, just not quite where we wanted to be. Still, I think a really valuable Pokemon, still a Pokemon I could have absolutely seen myself using throughout this run, but of the Mon that we have left standing at the end of the gym, I think that he is unquestionably the weakest link. Alright, Yam, let's meet our destiny. We are, of course, going to select our egg by random dice roll. We're ultimately going to settle on the first horizontal row and the sixth vertical column. Egg 1-6. Is going to be our new friend. Hopefully we get a baller new mega option to replace our Johnny. Oh no, that egg is named Claude. I think I know what y'all would name Claude. I'm curious as to whether this egg was sent in by Claude or whether it was simply named in his honor, but I'm pretty sure I know what's in it, and it is not the thing that I really feel like we need right now, guys. But let's hatch it as soon as we can figure out how to fucking move inside Lumio City in this nightmare dimension. Let's hatch it and see what comes out. Oh. We got a Skunky, you guys! A Stunky! So, I'm not gonna lie, as I'm sure you can tell by my face, I am not exactly thrilled at the Stunky. Overall, although I come to realize after I've had a moment to step away and breathe and get over the fact that this is not what in my mind I wanted and needed, I was able to realize that, hey, this is actually still a pretty freaking good mon. I'm still pretty fortunate to have it. So thank you very much to our good friend Claude9 for sending in Claude the Stunky, hasty natured with Play Rough, Crunch, Iron Tail, and Flame Burst, like a really baller egg moveset. And a mon that I'm definitely going to be able to get some use out of. It's a little frustrating to hatch this one like immediately after putting a bunch of time into training Donut the Nidoqueen. I'm not going to lie, they fill a very similar role as far as what I need them to do. But, you know, sometimes it be that way. Now, I'm not sure what we're just doing in the box right now, if I'm being 100. Probably just talking about the team. And again, like how Waffles and Optimus are both really strong, but currently they're feeling lacking due to their lack of an evolution. Jelly Bean is missing some moves that it could really use to set it apart on its moveset. Stuff like that. I'm sure. And this is the first time in the episode, I believe, that I attempt to say goodbye and see you next time, but as you're about to see, it's not going to keep. It's not going to catch. We are right back. And we are right back because we're taking the time to train, and we stumble into a shiny Gibble. Y'all, we were training Meatballs, our Doug trio. Upon review, Meatballs was actually really good, was like an adamant, near perfect IV Doug trio, and I was like, I could actually really use this, give it the choice band in PvP, like it could be a really solid revenge killer. But Fate had other intentions with this shiny Gibble, and not only are you not getting my audio right now, you don't even get my bottom screen because I am a garbage content monster who can't do anything right. But yeah, we've got our little colorful Ghibli friend here, and we're gonna do our best to wrap her on up. And we're just going to go ahead and toss a Quick Ball, which is a Pokeball that I usually don't love, but which actually matches her colors really well. And I was like, it's probably a good option here. And we do land the catch. So we have our shiny Gibble. So, Gibble, the land shark Pokemon, it nests in horizontal holes warmed by geothermal heat. Foes who get too close can expect to be pounced on and bitten. We will give a nickname to our shiny Gibble, and in this case, this is actually taking place literally about 2 hours before I take my wife and my mother out together for Mother's Day, and we're going to an Italian place, so I've got pasta on the mind, so we are going to name our shiny Gibble Ravioli. Welcome to the team, Ravioli. Easily, I think, the hypest shiny encounter I've ever gotten. Maybe the hypest shiny encounter ever in Blastburn Radio. Certainly up there with Robin, the Magikarp, then Gyarados. Certainly, and probably with Bobby the Ursaring as well. Like, I think all absolutely top tier. And up there with Riker, the Staraptor, who was also extremely good. But easily my best shiny encounter ever. All right, now we are going to go heal up and take a look at Ravioli. You might notice that this is quite the strange and eclectic group of Pokemon on my screen. Ultimately, I just had a lot of training to do, like on certain Pokemon to the point to where it just made sense to leave the EXP share on and just cycle a bunch of shit through the team just to get them all leveled. Which is one thing I do really love about like the EXP all version of the EXP share, is it's really easy to keep a much wider like roster leveled, and thus to keep options much more open, which I appreciate. But let's take a look at our girl Ravioli. Ravioli is a, oh god, what is that nature? Calm. A calm-natured Gibble. Minus attack plus special defense. Not ideal, but it could be worse. And not to spoil too much, but that is a perfect speed IV, ladies and gentlemen. That is a 31 speed IV Gibble, which is frankly incredible. Sand availability, which is its normal ability. That's all we were going to get short of an Eggmon. But yeah, like really dope Pokemon. Really excited to have it on the team. Of course, now we have much more training up to do. So we're going to go ahead and say goodbye and get on to that training. But once again, guys, we're not saying goodbye for long. Not for long at all. Because you see, when training Ravioli, things just start to get a little bit fucking ridiculous as we stumble into our second shiny of the day, in the form of this little purple jelly bean Audino, which I am not particularly enthused to see. I was in this really weird place for training, right? Where basically everything was fully trained. All I had left to train up was Ravioli. So I wound up just spamming Audino, and it bit me directly in the butthole. But there's nothing for it. It's a shiny. We have to catch it. And if we catch it, we have to use it. So come on, Audino pal. Let's join the team. I can't believe we have two shinies. I can't believe we got two shinies within 2 hours of each other. This is the most platinum finale bullshit we've had since, you know, the platinum finale. Come on, Audino, get in the ball, please. And there we go. We got ourselves a shiny Audino. Audino, the hearing Pokemon, using the feelers on its ears, it can tell how someone is feeling or when an egg might hatch. We will give a nickname to our caught Audino, and we are going to name him Gelato. Welcome to the team, I guess, Gelato? This is without question incredibly frustrating. All of a sudden having 2 of the 6 slots on my teams mandated by Shiny Claws. But that's the game that we play. That's the rule set we're using, and that's kind of where we're stuck with it for now. Looking at Gelato here, we see that Gelato is modest, which is actually really good in the long term, but not great in the short term, where like all of Gelato's level up moves and even TM moves that it can get right now are physical, and is also healer, which is unquestionably the worst ability that it could have had. This could have been a regenerator Audino, in which case I actually would have been pretty glad to see it, but unfortunately that is not the case. So this is very much a case of you win some, you lose some when it comes to these shiny mon. And guys, we got two cycle 1 shinies. I can't even believe. Not cycle 1, cycle 4, but 2 shinies in the same cycle, in the same recording, basically. It's absolutely baffling. But we're going to get them all trained and get them ready for PvP this week. I did record a team builder, but unfortunately, it is just as without audio as this video was, and I cannot reasonably go back and parse what I was talking about as far as PvP strategy, so unfortunately that video is just going to be lost to time. Suffice it to say that our good girl Ravioli will evolve into a Gabite, and we are going to bring what I think is a pretty strong team into PvP for this chapter. Our PvP roster quickly for Chapter 4 wound up consisting of Taquito the Chestnut, Optimus the Poniard, Gelato the Oddno, Donut the Nidoqueen, Peanut the Meowstick, Sashimi the Gyarados, Ravioli the Gabite, and Claude the Skuntank. So again, wasn't super thrilled to see that Skuntank initially. We did turn that opinion right around, and we brought it to PvP. So hopefully that'll work out. I hope you're excited for it. I know I certainly am. I cannot even fathom the directions that this run is going to go in now that we have these new friends. But yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. We'll be back next week bringing you more post-commentary. Goodness isn't the right answer. Goodness can't be the right answer, right? But more post-commentary. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. As always, I have been Jolly by Nature. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see y'all next time. Hey, what's up, everybody? You made it to the end of the video. That is so awesome. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. Be sure to click the like and subscribe buttons so you stay up to date on what I and my co-hosts are doing right here on the Blastburn Radio YouTube page. Also, be sure to check out Blastburn Radio Podcast, which is available wherever fine pods are casted, as well as at our website down below at blastburnradio.com. But yeah, we'll be back next time, and I hope to see you there. Take care.